No, Franco. Unwelcome. Unwelcome. Okay, so, good stuff is, I don't want to report things. That takes forever. I want to report a comment. It's like 4 different, I'm good. I'll just move on with my day. There's going to be a million more of those. Welcome from England, Golden Temple. Anzella says someone sent her. I don't know these people, and I'm not really all that interested. But where was I going? It's Earth Day, so happy Earth Day. First off, Lee, welcome on. Happy Earth Day, number 1. Michelle, welcome on. Number 2, yeah, and number 1, we had Kate and I had a really nice time outside today. Hung out in the back of the hotel, and it was nice because there's a little fence back there and a little bit of. It's not the woods, but it's just a couple of trees. And we also spent a little time outside, which you'll get to see tomorrow or the next day. But Brittany, welcome on. Thank you for the hearts. Like I said, as you come in here, say hello. What else? There was something I came on to talk about specifically. Oh, I got a whole bunch of new clothes. Thank you very much for all the new clothes. Much appreciated. Nah. Minnie, welcome on. I didn't really plan this live. Lissa, welcome on. As you know, it's not even part of my stream schedule. But Kate and I have been doing a lot of content planning and really just doubling down and saying, okay, now that things are good, what do we want to do next? What are things going to look like? Vivo, welcome on. GCan, welcome on. Sweet new wardrobe, says Minnie. Thank you. Tiny, welcome on. Courtney. Biscuit, welcome on. Country Artistry, welcome on. I guess I'll just hang out with you. But there are things that I want to think about to talk about. All right. So, bleep bloop, says Demonica. Okay. So here it is I was not on planet Earth for a very long time. Allie Pete, welcome on. I must admit something that all of you saw very clearly. Kyla, welcome on. Just so you know, even if, and it's not funny, I'm not smiling because it's funny. Benahan, welcome on. I'm smiling because I'm out of it. I'm back in, I'm like woke up, but I look at it and I can't process it well. That's why you see me smiling and all these inappropriate reactions to it, because I literally cannot process that it happened. I'm just like, what on earth? How, I can't. I can. I'm getting there. Can't seem to find anything to yell about. You're funny. You did DMT. No, I didn't do any drugs. That's the funny part. Max, welcome on. I guess it's not that funny. It's just, every part of that scenario. I'm not claiming victim anymore, guys, and I really didn't mean to. I was just really angry. No matter how many times I tried to say I wasn't, I was so mad. I was so mad. And I was terrible. I'm saying it. I was. I'm over it now. And that's another big thing. Is Aged in Wood, welcome on. What happens is, Michelle? Well, you have to look elsewhere to figure it out. Because I'm not bringing my past into the present. And I'm going to have to say a thank you that I don't want to say. But I'm going to say it. So let me catch up with comments. I'm glad you learned from your actions. That's awesome. It would be awesome if things didn't have to get that far. It would be a lot more awesome if it didn't have to, if my life had not been in that much of a deficit that's what it got to. Anyway, let me catch up real quick. Process what? What's going on? Minnie, be quiet. You've been here forever. You're not getting me to talk about it. It's not happening. April, come on. Sorry I missed some stuff. That's okay, Max. Just chill with us for now. Here's where we are now. If you don't know what went on in the past, it's kind of not the worst thing in the world, because that stuff is very hurtful to a lot of people. So it is better to move on. I am sorry for the way that I was with Kate. As far as everything else, 100% fabrication, just so everybody knows. But it really got built up that far because I focused on, there's about 3 or 4 different people who are kind of just at the center of all that. And I let everything in my life revolve around them, as I wanted to, just expose in return. Eventually, it started out, I was doing really well in the beginning, and I was just doing me. But then whenever I would not acknowledge those people, eventually they started swatting me weekly and other crazy stuff, and the police would get angry at me. I'm not even kidding. And then from every angle, it was just the worst, and it built out so far to the point where I just entered a state of complete mental non-existence. Just essentially, I was attempting social suicide, because I just felt that disacknowledged, and I just didn't care about being alive anymore. And I'm embarrassed about that. But I took a turn for the better before things got any worse, and that's good. It doesn't justify anything from the past, and the smile you see on my face is because I have joy in my heart about the present. I'm very grateful for the present. But even when I say it's not going to be an apology video, I'm the one that wants to say sorry. That's why I say sorry, because I want to, because it's genuine. I had made a whole video today that we were going to upload on Facebook, and Caitlin and I had agreed, let's just move on. But one of the biggest things that my haters do know is that it is who I am to apologize. And so what they would do is just keep throwing it up the ladder, knowing that I would apologize over and over again. I had been so upset by that, so I was just getting angry, and I'm not anymore. Every time new people find out, guess what? I'll say I'm sorry. That's it. It's the one thing I have to say sorry for, is for what happened between Kate and I, what I did to Kate. It's unfathomable that I even did it. I look myself in the mirror, I'm like, did that really happen? It obviously did, but it's over now, and I'm moving on. Kate's moving on. Things are really, really, really good. But it's still hard for either one of us to process that it even happened. I don't think people understand that what you saw was not me. Not even close. I had been so far from being myself for, I'd say, a good 3 years. By the way, Kate and I, here, let me catch up on comments. I'll give you a little synopsis. I'll help you guys catch up a little bit and just see where everyone's at. Says hello. Mr. Brightside, calm down. You're doing well, says Cole. Thank you, Cole. Andrea Benet, welcome on. Say sorry to Kate, not us. Let's say sorry to both. Kate's already received her sorry, and a lot of you have already received your sorry, but there are a lot of you now, due to numbers, let's say, that are brand new. So, it's not a matter of owing you an apology. It's a matter of, I'm sorry that you're seeing it. I might not be the one putting it out there, and it may be put out there in an angle to manipulate you. But either way, when my face hits that screen, that's my face. And even if it's being plagiarized and used as a weapon for the sake of, views or what have you, it's still hurting real people in real life. So I'm trying to, like I said, just own up to that and say I'm sorry. And anybody that anybody that I can help through that and realize that I wasn't being myself. That's essentially what I'd like to do. Chachi, welcome on. Orgonzola says to her family and friends, here's the thing. What you don't know is that we were blasted online by real people in real life who now claim victim, who've always been claimed victim. And I'm not getting in the middle of that battle again. I'm moving on with my life. So, as far as friends and family, that is Caitlin's story to tell, whether or not she views those people as family or friends. Not even for me to open my mouth about. As far as an apology to the people that are formerly her family and friends, I'm going to say that when they have the maturity to approach me and confront me as a human being without passive-aggressive psychotic behavior, maybe they'll get it. But their apology will come first in person. I can apologize to you guys, but those apologies, they're going to take time because I haven't forgiven them yet. And forgiveness needs to go both ways to those people. And you guys may not understand why. The content may not be out there anymore for you to see. But let me tell you, there's a hell of a lot of this story that disappeared from the internet other than just the content that I made. So, we're going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it at that. Because I'm finally just enjoying nature, my relationship with Kate, living in real life, and all of the weak people who genuinely believe they could bait me into a level of psychosis where I would land myself in prison or something to that effect. Let's say it this way. There are a lot of people who have said how much they care about Caitlin. Now let me ask you a question. If there are people out there that genuinely care about me this much, that genuinely care about Caitlin this much, at the point where things were bad, which they are no longer, don't you think someone would have stepped in? I'm going to explain to you in one quick little bit here, the only reason, and this is speculation, it is my belief the only reason why something didn't happen to me legally was because my haters had been harassing the police in that area so heavily that it was like crying wolf. And it's not funny, it's not enjoyable, but by a disgusting convenience, I made it out alive. And God works in some gosh darn mysterious ways. And you don't have to like the fact that where I was a place of lack of responsibility internally, meaning I literally did not have control over myself, and other people, you've heard people say that I'm like their puppet. I was, like 100%. I was not in my own mind. I wasn't out of my mind. I had other people in my mind. I had people I was speaking with in real life that I had, they had built this codependency in me that I could not get through my day without their help. And it was several people. All men and one woman. And I, to this day, have my mouth shut about it. And I will continue to. And here's why. I'm no rat. And I'm the kind of guy that recognizes that the people who had control of me, they never sought it. They didn't want control of me. They lusted after it. And then got off on it when it started happening. And didn't want to let go. I think their main intention was to help me. I really do. But it just led to some really unhealthy controlling behavior. As on screen, I began to commit to things that were of their doing and their choice. And I bet that brought a large feeling of power. And that power justified with the idea that they were getting my life forward, or that, it created some form of retribution. But I forgive them. And the reason it's so easy to forgive them is knowing their intentions. So let's bring it on back. As far as former family and friends for Kate, I have doubt of their intention. I know that their intention is pure with Caitlin. You ever have anyone genuinely have the intent to end your life before you've done anything wrong? This started far before what happened between Caitlin and I. And everything before that, as I said, completely false. They knew it. So I need to move on. Because it hurts really bad. And it's not worth living in the past. Macy, welcome on. Rich, welcome on. Allie, you're going to need to chill. Look here, everyone. Okay. When we're not live, that's one thing. When we're live, it hurts me and is very, very difficult to glaze over your comment. That is because I care. But if you can't be decent, as I am decent now, I understand if you're still having difficulty with the past. But you're talking to, I seriously spent about 4 years dealing one-on-one with trolls, thousands upon thousands. I know a troll when I see one. But I also know there's a human being behind that account. I care about that human being. It hurts me, but I will glaze over your comment if you cannot be a decent human being. That's how it has to be. Awesome to see you, says Rich. Good to see you too, Rich. And if there's any conversations that you guys need to have or questions that you have for me or anything that you genuinely, need spoken about, put it on live stream. Put it in the comments. If I feel that it's appropriate to have a conversation publicly about it, maybe I'll open up about it. This is tough stuff, guys. I mean, I've been, you don't even want to know. But if it genuinely bothers you that bad, and I don't want to talk about it live, I have DMs. You want witnesses? There are people in my DMs that will tell you I will have the conversation with you. I am not nearly as much of a narcissist as people think. And after seeing the way that I was behaving, a lot of it was fear. It was fear and anger. It was not malice or narcissism or any of that. I was in a level of, I was in a place you can't even imagine. Hopefully, can't even imagine. For my life. So, the thank you actually goes to the most recent people who have been making fake content about, because trust, guys, the stuff they're putting out there is not legitimate. But the reason I'm thankful, let me say it this way. 2017, that was bad. I mean, I got it way worse than I'm getting now. Way worse. People, you think it's bad now? I mean, sure, I'm getting a couple of comments, and I'm getting, a lot of comments on YouTube, but it's really not that bad. 2017 was hell. 2017 into 2018, it almost broke me. I almost jumped out a 3-story window in 2018. I was done. And it just psychologically destroyed me. Whereas what's going on now, with all due respect, it's infancy. It's like little kid stuff. It's not that insulting. It doesn't hurt me all that much. My reasoning for defending myself in the beginning was out of fear that it was going to be a repeat of the past, and it's not. It's not worse. A lot of it is just very clear, very obvious. I'm dealing with people who are around my age and, around my skill set, as opposed to the people that I dealt with in the past. We're talking about professional hardened criminals, the people that were after me in 2017. professional, hardened criminals. So now I'm dealing with teenagers and young adults who make their platform on, like I said, just tarnishing people's name or whatnot. But it's not that big of a deal, at least not for me. The mistake I made with Kate, God, like you think I wouldn't take it back in a minute? Of course I would. That's a normal human response. But you did not see any of the people that were behind the scenes completely mush in my brain. And now that they're gone, I have a breath of fresh air, and I'm just waking up to reality. And that dose of reality, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. You know what hurts even worse? Knowing that the only person that has to pay for what happened to me is me, for the one thing that I did. I'm going to repeat that. There was nothing else that happened that was illegitimate. Anything else you hear is a lie. It's a lie. But what happened between Kate and I fought so hard trying to prove that I was right or prove somebody else wrong till I had no breath left in my lungs. And when I finally had no breath in my lungs, and I was there with Kate, and we were both just confused, we were both spun in circles and then turned in each other's direction and just pushed towards each other. And what you saw on screen, it was just me, and that's, that's fine. Like I said, I'll get through that. But it's just not cool what happened. And it was terrible, beyond horrendous. And I could not tell you how my mind was there. I don't know what to say. It wasn't me. And that it is gone now. And I hope you do really see that. Like, I'm not that way at all for who I am. But the way that I was in that scenario was just, it was like the most raw form of destroyed human. Like, I was just gone. And I had nothing left in me. I was just waiting for the world to end. I was waiting for the world to come down on me and, for everyone to finally believe the lies to a point where I was like arrested or my life was over. And we made it out alive. I was able to face my birth family. I was also able to face the city where I had been sold into foster care, essentially. And, I made it through my past, and I made it through that trial. And for Caitlin's willingness to endure me and love me through all of that on a level that no other human ever had, now will grant us the ability to be able to tell that story for others like me. And as far as Caitlin, it is my goal to help her have every possible spoil for having endured me. When I was just in a place of complete and utter non-existence. So for anyone that's afraid because they saw behavior that was similar to maybe other scary people that it's not true. It's not who I am. I'm not just maintaining my composure. I've finally let it go. And I know how impossible that seems. But my life has been rather impossible up until now. So believe it. And through the proof of the future about how I live my life now, it'll help you come to terms with that. As far as anyone ever understanding it, good luck, because even I don't. But here it is. So I'm going to go ahead and catch up on comments now. Oh, by the way, yeah, for anyone who has been gaslit into believing that that abuse has happened within the last few months, it has not, and Caitlin will attest to that. So, I mean, literally, we after leaving the apartment we were in, it was a bit of a rough run. Not for either of us, like in our personal relationship, but just our physical environment. Was we were homeless for a little bit, but we figured it out. And so, yeah, if you see any content out there trying to manipulate you into believing that any of that is going on now, careful with that because it's not. So, Mark, welcome on. How are you? April says, thank you. Yes. Emma, welcome on. Princess, welcome on. Did not do it for over a year. This is what I mean. It's just what people do. Guys, this has been because I have focused on it. That has been the past 3 years of my life of me sitting here screaming, no, it didn't. Oh, no, it's not. No. And now that I finally did one thing wrong, I'm like, oh, God, let's not. It's not like I haven't made mistakes. Oh, I'm a human being. I've made mistakes. But no. And before this gets any further out of the hand, that's why I'm like, put my foot down and say, okay, I can't care what people say anymore because it's only going to get worse if I do. Bach, welcome on. I'm good. How are you? Chalky Pine, welcome on. Minnie says, are you still working on your relationship or remaining friends only? That is private. That is between Caitlin and I. Maddie, welcome on. And Caitlin and I are officially in the process of creating actual content. So, like I said, this live was a bit, this was a bit impromptu. So, the conversation was not planned as usual. But we're finally making plans. But I did miss you all, so I figured we have a little chat. This was really good. Jamie, welcome on. Richie, welcome on. Samantha, welcome on. Sam, welcome on. Ginny, welcome on. Katie, welcome on. Ronnie, welcome on. Ken Bish, Brody. Super Katie. Seeker, welcome on. Judy, welcome on. Jen, welcome on. Alex, welcome on. Lizzie, welcome on. JRB, welcome on. Spunts, welcome on. Oh, someone said, Katie says lizard man. Hey, this is, okay. I don't understand how those, like I've heard of, what is it called? What are they called? People say that people are like not human. That they're lizards. Because I've been getting that in messages. People are like, you're not a person. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Oh, I'm not kidding. There's people in my messages that think I'm an alien. I couldn't make this up. I could not make this stuff up. It is the weirdest
person that I ever knew that ever thought you were an alien, but like.
Well, that one was understandable. I was a little weird at that point. But yeah, there are people who literally don't think I'm human. And I mean, I'm not, and they're not, they don't even refer to my behavior or like the way that I was. They're just like you like did like this thing and now you're, now you're getting famous or you're going to get famous or whatever. And I'm like, first off, no. That's no. The second off, chill. Third off, planet Earth. I understand I have not acted like I was on planet Earth for a while. I'm back. So let's all stay here. And anyone that's not there, that's not here, let me tell you, planet Earth is a nice place to be. You should come join us. Because we're chilling here. It's a nice place to be. Lonnie, welcome on. I'm trying to keep up with comments, but it's difficult. Dusk, welcome on. Starzy, welcome on. Liquid, welcome on. Molly, welcome on. Emma, welcome on. Kitty Cat, welcome on. Chrissy, welcome on. Worldwide, welcome on. Sorry, there's so many comments, I can't, my phone won't even keep up with them. Jesse, welcome on. Matthew, welcome on. Oh, if you're just coming in here, I recommend watching the replay. It'll help clear up a lot if you came here mid-stream when you were invited by some people. I would recommend catching yourself up because you've been gaslit. So you might want to, instead of rewinding a whole lot of time, it's a little bit, doesn't take a lot of work. Just rewind a little bit and it'll bring you up to speed. Personal recommendation. Meat Clown, welcome on. Summer, welcome on. Raptor Swarm, welcome on. Missy Michael, welcome on. Lee Wild says, it's a long story, April. Lee Wild, this story is longer than any of you know, including the people making videos about me now. Like, seriously, there's that much more to it. And I'll let the story run away with itself. I clearly can't control it, and I'm not going to spend the rest of my life explaining myself. Like I said, I'd recommend replaying this video because I can't. I mean, literally, I'm going to spend the rest of my life apologizing because I already said sorry, like in this video. And you know what's going to happen? Tomorrow's going to come and there's going to be 80 more people. And they're going to say, where's my apology? And there's going to be 80 more people. And they're going to say, where's my apology? And then when I finally apologize to everyone, quote unquote, then the next person with 1 million subscribers will make a video. And then guess what I'll be doing for another year? The same thing that I've been doing for the past 3. Apologizing. Now here's the thing. What I have to apologize for here, completely legitimate. The only reason, literally the main reason I got there, was apologizing for things that never happened. Because I felt like my narrative was getting out of control, like of my own hands, like other people were making stories about me. That's part of media, that's just how it works. I finally learned that lesson. As far as this, I mean, that's a mark. That's like real, the stuff that happened a couple of months ago, that's real stuff. But I'm me, I let go, I moved on, Kate moved on, we're getting healthy, it's beautiful outside, it's beautiful inside. We're happy. We got rent paid the rest of the month. We got rent paid the rest of next month. We got food. Endless supply of food. Finally figuring out how to get our bills paid. We both got new clothes on our backs. Things are good. And they're looking up more and more every day. And so we're just not going to succumb to the negativity anymore. I lost myself for a real long time. And no matter who hates me, I mean, it's not going to change who I am. It's like, you say whatever you want, but it's not that I'm unaffected. It's that I'm so affected that if others are going to move forward, it starts with me moving forward. Like whatever example I set, here's what I've learned about my audience over the past 5 years. This is because Periscope started 3 years ago. Caitlin and I's relationship started about 1.5 years ago. And there's a whole lot of lies in between there that, people who really aren't all that professional should have done more research. But just like most people my age, what do? We act preemptively. We jump the gun, and then we embarrass ourselves. And then what? And then we do worse and worse and worse, trying to justify and cover up and hide. Here's the thing. The stuff that happened to me and what people did to me were people twice the age of the people doing it now, as I said before, who have been spending their whole lives embarrassing themselves, committing crimes, making mistakes, and then trying to cover them up. That's not me, and it's not becoming me. I did one thing here. Boom. Moving on. Months ago. It was months ago. And yeah, I was in a real bad place. The way that I spoke, the way that I acted, not only atrocious, inexcusable, and trust me when I say I was not in my right mind. But now that I've let go and I'm moving on, and yes, I do keep saying it. You know why? Because my comments are full of psychotic people who literally are trying to bring the past into the present. Why? It's not their fault. It is not your fault that you literally just saw a video manipulating you into believing that something that happened months ago, and yeah, months ago is a long time for us, is happening now. Please move on with us. Why do I keep saying it? Because we're moving on, and you seeing it on screen, I mean, we're almost there. We're almost there, and we'd really like to share it with you. It's just so disappointing that it's like a little minimal amount that we get to share with you, just like I said, because people have such a hard time moving on, and they're waiting to like see it. But guys, after what you saw months ago, do you think there's ever really a way for you to move on from that? For a lot of people, no. Completely understandably, no. It's just like, how do you even fathom that? I can't even fathom that it happened. The reason I can move on is because I realize there's really no other choice but to move on, unless I just want to say, well, you know, life was a good try, it's over now. But think about that. Would you treat your life that way? No. It's time to move on. It's just, it really, 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 really hurts about how few people at this time get to come along with us. Because it's like Kate and I fought so hard, literally and metaphorically, to get to where we're at. And now we're enjoying the spoils. And most of you just think I'm a monster and are totally missing out on the positive experience that we're having. And part of why we're not sharing it with you is because of how you're being right now. Like, what other people are saying, it's not true. Like, it's over. That form of behavior, I know it might be hard to wrap your head around, but I was literally not in my own mind. Wasn't there. It's not an excuse. Already said I'm sorry. It's just, you have to ask yourself, like, how did the world get like this? I grew up in a small farm town, and everything was so simple. I've found out how messed up they were, but I've officially found out and realized how messed up things were. But I wish that somebody had told me, like, hey, there's an entire world out there, and the 5 people that you know is not all of humanity, because that was essentially the best that I had to go by. All right. So, I personally, let me see. Oh, battery's at 30. All right, we got 30%. You guys got till I make the 20% to ask your questions. Instead of just throwing accusations and all this other crazy stuff, you're extremely inaccurate about me, just so you know. I recommend asking questions, because you might get answers in this stream. I don't know how many more streams you have left to ask questions before you have to make assumptions, because Caitlin and I are moving on, and we're going to be making real regular content. So ask your questions while you still got a chance, because we're seriously not doing this much longer. This whole constant loop, we are almost out of it. And I mean, really, we are almost out of it. It's pretty awesome. I'm trying to catch up on comments. You got to give me a minute here. There's like 1,000. Oh, boy. Sorry, everyone. Give me 1 second. All right. At the end of it. Okay. Good questions. Awesome. Arafi says, if Dr. Phil asked you to come on the show, would you? Probably not. To go from what first say, I'm going to be on Ellen, or I'm going to be on Oprah. No, it's Dr. Phil. I guess it's not. See, even Kate laughs. Like, it's not. If you're us, you would understand. You guys, you have no idea how much we worked through this together already. You also have no idea how much of what you see on that screen is slighted in a way that it is not nearly as accurate to reality as you think.
Yeah.
It looked terrible, and it was terrible. And I own that. There was a lot more to it. That's how it's possible for me to be smiling. And people are waiting for me to explain that, but I'm smart enough not to explain it anymore. Because nobody believes me anyway. I'm done. Think what you want. I get it. It's fine. I'm done explaining myself. We're moving on. Well, I still have my sanity. Because I've reclaimed it, and I'm like, nobody's taking it from me again. No way. And Onduwu says, where is Kate and why can't she speak? Well, first off, that's an assumption that she can't speak. So why would you say, why can't she speak? That is a troll comment. If you that's a troll comment. Like, that is a preemptive attack in a comment. If you have a genuine question, ask it in a polite and mature way. My recommendation. Guys, I am doing my best to be respectful and not come off condescending. When I come off condescending, and I do come off condescending, I'm hurt, I'm triggered, I'm upset, I'm angry, and I'm defensive. That is a normal human behavior when facing this level of scrutiny, abuse, misunderstanding, and attack. All right? I know what I did was wrong, and I've apologized for it. I'm making an effort to move forward. Well, also facing you here. This is very, very hard, but you know what? That's not me complaining. It is me having disbelief that people are still, that aggressive. If, you know what I mean? It's seeing that I've really moved on from it, I'm like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around that people are genuinely that malicious. It's never registered for me. People that know me over the years, I am extremely gullible and over-trusting, and I have never been able to register how people could be that way. And to this day, that is still difficult. But I'm beginning to realize some people are literally that malicious. And it's sickening. It makes me physically sick. But, just knowing that's not me gets me through the day. It's disappointing when people are that way, but I am not the way that you saw. That's not who I am. Can I see your girlfriend, says April. It's up to you. You're all cozy. Do you want to say hello or no?
Hello.
That's a no. April, that is a I live with Kate, okay? I know her language.
I don't want to come on right now.
She doesn't want to come on right now, April, okay?
Say hello though. Hi.
Just say hello. I know Kate. It's not that I'm speaking for Kate.
No.
I could if I wanted to.
When you live with someone 24/7, non-stop, you get to know someone better than almost anybody else.
And even yourself, you know me better than I know myself sometimes.
And you know me better than I feel you on that one.
Yeah. Have you seen somebody's video? No, I haven't. What I can tell you is what I'm getting now is not nearly as bad as the past. It's really not. It's really not that bad. I am so grateful, and to the point where now I had somebody tell me, don't cry on screen, don't do it. Guys, it is tears of joy. It's not tears of sorrow. It's tears of gratitude that we've made it through this and we're moving on. And oh my gosh. I mean, neither one of us thought that. I mean, you only see one piece of it that's slated about. There's a lot more. Yeah. But we made it. I mean, we made it. You guys have no idea. I hope you're starting to get an idea. I really do. It is not me trying to be rude or condescending to you. I know how it comes off. I see it. I just don't know how to communicate it better without the I don't want to communicate it without the emotion. But at the same time, you're just what is he talking about? He's nuts. I get it. I do. Trust me. I know how nuts I sound. I do. but I just can't stop saying it because of the level of gratitude I have. It's just I wish I could just give it time. Give it time. You'll see. All right, let me catch up. Give it time. Now this is a thing. Okay. So explain why you yelled and made your girlfriend cry on stream. Okay. On stream, replay it and show how hurt she got. First off, that's partially a troll comment. I get it if you're hurt. But trying to get me to replay the past to make me pay for it again for you is extremely narcissistic and selfish. Guys, you gotta realize this is our reality. It's only in very small part your reality. You're a viewer. This is our life. In respect to our life, we are not bringing our past, especially the worst part of it, back into our present to replay for people who can't get over it. Trust me, I get it. Why you're not able to get over it. I get it. It was awful. You may never get over it. And I'm sorry for it in so much as the actions of mine that you've seen. The way that it is presented to you, though, is in such a way to ensure that you do not move on from it, which is extremely atrocious and evil, but I can't control that. And I can't control you or how you think or how you feel. I'm not trying to. I'm just conveying to you that there's only so much, like I'm responsible for my actions. But the way that it's presented to you definitely affects the way that you think and feel about it. And how much of the information is provided to you also affects the way you think and feel about it. Manipulation goes deep into this on a level that most people might not realize. So, but why you yelled and made your girlfriend cry on stream? First off, I was not in my right mind. Like, I wasn't even fully there. And you say, why? I was in a place of such deep hurt and fear that I sought retribution for what had been done to me. And Caitlin, she had done some stuff to me, but obviously not nearly as bad as what a lot of people had done to me. But the pattern of abuse that I had continued was that each person after the initial hurt me less and less over the years, even from my infancy. So if you don't know, I was born into foster care, essentially. Abused in infancy and then moved on. Where's the proof? I don't have proof. This is probably the most cruxing part of the whole story.
If you want to see proof of the fact that his actions were in part, for sure, in response to mine, I remember there was one video.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. Look at me. I love you. That's you getting baited.
Oh.
I love you. Look at me. Look at me. All right. We'll care about. That's right. You care about me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do what I'm asking you.
Okay.
Let it go, because you don't have to own anything. Okay. Why? Because you have your own conscience.
I do.
I fused my conscience with the internet, and thought I owed people an apology beyond what I owe you for my actions towards you. I owe you the apology for my actions towards you. My apology to you guys is that it affects you in the way that it affects you. I may not be responsible for the way it's conveyed to you, but I will apologize for hurting you. I'm sorry. So, why did I yell and do that? Like I said, because it was just a level of hurt that I could not process. And I just got into this level of delusion, like this deep-seated state of delusion where I began to take it out on people who almost did nothing wrong to me. You know, like the people that had done the least wrong to me are the ones who I began to take it out on. Because it's like, I just wanted, what do people want with me, right? What do my haters want with me? I just wanted somebody to pay. Like, I just wanted someone to know what I had been through. And I got over it. Seriously, when my freedom and my life were at risk, when it finally registered, like, if I don't find a way through this, if I don't focus and maintain my sanity and realize who and what is important, it's going to cost me everything. Like, my life will be over. And it's not about changing me. People say, like, oh, you changed. I think this is probably the hardest part for most people. I haven't changed. My behavior has changed to fit who I am. I have always been, like, innocent deep down. Like, at my core, I am a very, very good person. With a psychotic level of abuse, anybody can become the worst person. Some of them intentionally, some of them with recognition and consciousness and that cognitive ability that they know what they're doing. Me, to a degree, I was in recognition of what was going on. But for example, when I said to Caitlin that she is the reason we weren't going outside, I literally thought that in the moment. I literally thought it was her fault. Because, there were a lot of people who were stalking us. There were people who were making fake calls to the police and blah, blah, blah. That neither one of us felt safe to go outside. And then there were certain parts within that scenario where I genuinely believed. Now, of course it wasn't. Of course it wasn't her fault we couldn't go outside. Or that we weren't going outside. And it wasn't my fault we weren't going outside. It was, a little bit. But if you knew, we have people, saying they're outside with a gun. And, there was one guy who would drive down the road and videotape where we're living. And that kind of thing had been happening to me for years. And I just complained about it and I cried about it. And, I just wanted somebody to notice. I just didn't realize people noticed and they didn't care. They literally saw it and didn't care. And now that I know that, I'm done worrying about it. Because I had a genuine, deep-seated belief that other people cared about other people as much as I do. For anyone who's in psychology, you're familiar with when someone has a certain personality or personality trait, and they believe that other people have that too, or that they can definitely relate. I love people so deeply and care so deeply, it was my genuine belief that everyone around me was the exact same way. I have learned they are not seeking of relationships. They are not illnesses. They are not problems. They're things that I've exposed to the public in ways that were unhealthy to me. I should have safeguarded my privacy, safeguarded my health, safeguarded my heart, and only offered it to those who I could see of similar love. But because I just threw it out there, it got stabbed over and over to the point where I finally became abusive. And I'm sorry. It's over. I'm moving forward. If there is anything I have to pay for extra, I'm actually game for it, and that's not sick or wrong. It is, let life happen as it will, because I have my freedom, I have my sanity, I have my mental health. And to me, I don't, the whole world could think I'm the devil. But I know I'm a good person, and I have a good heart, and I'm stable and healthy now. And because I made it through the fire, through some pretty heavy hell, there is nothing anyone could ever do. Anything from rape me to beat me to crap. There's nothing you can do to break me. Because I've had almost everything done to me. At least psychologically. And it happening physically isn't going to change much. Trust me. That's someone hurting me physically is probably the least damage that would have been done to me throughout my life. So, I'll be okay. I am sorry for what happened between Kate and I. And I'm sorry for what I did. But my battle's finished. And any fighting I have to do here on in, it's more than likely going to be for other people. For the sake of other people, whether it's, they need something from me to get over what happened. Or anything beyond that. That's where it's at. So there's the answer to your question as far as cry on stream and things like that. I've seen the replays now. I'm letting you know that I genuinely didn't see what was happening. think of it like there was like 16 different directions that I was looking, and I was looking the least at Caitlin because I felt like I had to defend myself from all these different people, when all I had to do was just keep them on the outside and give Kate a hug. That's all I had to do. That's all I had to do, was go outside with Caitlin, hold her hand, and go for a walk. And that's what we do now. Now we do that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
And it is up to Caitlin whether or not I get another shot at that. And I want you to know that I definitely recognize and appreciate that there are probably a lot of you that feel I don't deserve that chance and that maybe you want to take it away from me. If you so choose, do what you must, and I do not judge you for that. I really don't. I'll ask for your mercy. Genuinely, I'll ask you to realize that if there's any hurt that I caused you, personally, even in the past or what have you, anyone, I was not okay. I wasn't. So it doesn't justify it, but I am sorry. So, like I said, as far as volunteering is, as far as my former vlog channel name, as far as all that, I'm letting you know that none of that is true at all. I've said that a million years over. This is done. But thank you so much to the people who would not let it go. Because if you had let it go as easy as I did, I never would have had to face it. And that would have made me just like every other privileged white male Republican. Christian. And I'm not judging the demographic, and I can't blanket statement and make it accurate. But what I can say is that is the exact demographic of every person who manipulated me into where I'm at right now. Except, there's one female. But yeah, no joke. And I grew up as such. And I think there's a lot of reform that's going to have to happen in society. And this is something that I was writing in a rebuttal video I was going to do. And I changed my mind. I sound like I'm just getting right trapped back in the past again. And I was. So I didn't do it. So I'm just owning whatever pieces I can with you guys here in a natural and flowing sense. But there is so much to learn and move forward with from the experiences that I've had for the past 25 years and the things that have happened. And if seriously, if people continue to make an effort to focus on the falsehoods and the lies and the things that like literally weren't mine, that people are just making up about me, there's so much you're going to miss out on. I am literally a living experiment. And I'm not saying I treat myself like one or like treat my life like one, but I'm saying I'm a succeeded experiment in life, meaning I've survived this long after everything I've been through, and I am a minority in a couple different senses, and I know that's difficult to like accept, right? But it's true. And I survived through it. And that endurance is not all that impressive if I haven't done much with my life. I get that. I promise I do get that. But, hopefully I get to live long enough to contribute to society and